Okay, clamp the hook. This is size 1, so it clamps on very nicely, as you can see. Very tight, not gonna move anywhere. Okay, the first thing to do, of course, with your bobbin and your line is to have some kind of base backing on the hook itself. So how do you go about doing it? Just by winding on lightly. Alright, something like that. So it will hold. Okay, what does this do is that this will basically, the line, PE line will actually sit on this, as well as the flash will sit on this and will not slip. And as you tie, as you wind the line on. Okay, cut off the tag end. And what you need is, of course, some flash. You don't need a lot of flash, actually. It don't have to be like a whole bunch of it and all that. End up, it's very, very difficult to tie it on, and it's just clump up, that's all. So a bit goes a long way, so don't have to worry about it that you don't have enough flash. Alright, there you go. If you can see, I'm just using probably like 5 strands of it. Alright, we can actually double this up as we put it through the eyelet. Like so. As you can see, okay, there you go. So just wind it down, just a few rounds of it, don't have to be a lot. Alright, it's gonna sit on like that, and there's your flash. Next thing, of course, is our PE line. There. So what I normally do is I will actually slip in the shrink tube, sitting on like that. Okay. Pass it through from bottom up. Alright, this is bottom up. Alright, so adjust it to probably somewhere like that. Okay, this is the length that I want, so I'm gonna tie it off like from here. Just remember one thing is that the first few wraps, don't press down too tightly. Like so. Okay, adjust if it goes out. Okay, there we go. Well, this should hold very, very well. Okay. Not to worry about attack, and we will clip it off after. Okay. How do we finish it? Hold this down and do one overhand loop, fold it in. All right, likewise a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold tight for safety's sake. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Well, this should hold very well. Just remember, do not pull too tightly on the line, because this is very thin and it will break. This is not your fire line or any kind of braid. Okay, clip off, attack, and next one of course is super glue. Do not apply too much also, just enough to let it seep through. Alright, just enough to let it seep through the line. Wet it a little bit. Alright, bottom. Just enough to make it bond. Okay, just 1-2 drops, good enough. Okay, next, the tag. Alright, that's why I say you need a sharp pair of scissors, because it's not easy to cut off the assist P line. There. Okay, so for this one, okay, what we need to do is here you actually have to let the glue dry. Okay, once the glue dries off, okay, slip the shrink tube through. All right, so here I'm just gonna move ahead. I'm just gonna go ahead without letting it dry, but say for example, you know, the glue has dried, so just slip it through. Okay, like so. There. So here on, so what you need to do is, of course, you just need to apply some heat. Let the shrink tube shrink, of course. So be careful with your lighter. I'm using windproof. All right. Reason why I'm using windproof, especially when you're in some kind of windy condition, or you're on a boat, you know, and you want to do your tying whilst onto a fishing spot. Usually to go to a fishing spot, it takes a couple of hours. All right, so if you have brought your kit there, so you know, a windproof lighter is a must. Okay, here at home, of course, there's wind from the fan and all that, so here we go. Reason, of course, you don't want to cinch, you know, your flash and all that. Okay, just apply heat liberally. Okay. Okay. All right. Here you can see that, all right, shrink tip has gone in, shrunk pretty well. But of course you can do a little bit more if you want. But this is enough to hold, you know, through any bites or, fish bites or whatsoever. This should be enough to hold everything down and it will not slip. All right, this will not slip at all. Okay, so this is your basic tying of assist hook. All right, just release. Yeah, look at that. See the flash, a little bit singed, but this is fine. It will still work. And like I said, a little bit goes a long way. Fish are still able to see all this. And here you can see there, it's sitting nicely on the eyelet. Okay, and this is the splice that's done. So this will sit nicely, okay, onto your jig. Okay, there you go. One assist hook.